May I ask, what is your name?
Amber Creighton.
Amber, you came here today at Brick to film with us my glow-in-dark collection. Why did you decide to be a model today?
I really found your collections inspirational, and I love it because it incorporates both beauty and ingenuity in one design. And my mission, especially as a model, is to encourage especially mothers and women in general to maintain their own identity and expression. And a lot of times a wonderful avenue for that is through fashion.
May I ask, what do you do besides modeling? You're obviously a pretty accomplished lady, but do you have anything else to do in life or outside modeling? Kids, family?
Yes. I am a mother, and I do write a travel blog called the travelingfitmommy.com, and it's to encourage especially parents to travel with their children and really use the world as a classroom. I'm also in business as well, so I do have my own business.
What kind of business, if I may ask?
Yeah, I am the head of a activewear line, and then I'm also in finance.
What is that like? I work in the banks, outside of fashion.
I do advising. I also do private equity as well.
Okay, cool. I just tried. It was a spring break, and I took my younger son upstate, and we did quite a few things together. We did Bronx Museum, the dinosaur exhibition, the new one that just show up. We did the Kalahari resort. We did a couple of candy and the pretzel factories. So he kind of learned how things done. What kind of things do you do as a travel with your kids that makes it safer and more kind of plan ahead carefully? In my highlight of the trip was when I was on the way back from Poconos, and my son was asleep, and I was kind of exhausted, tired, and it was the sundown. The huge elk, maybe small elk or huge deer came on the road, and I was in 80s. Yeah, it was 80s. I think there was 6 line, and I hit him, and it was really, really dangerous. And I thought it's having your child in the car with you when such a huge animal come on what can you do to prevent those situations? Get some sleep, rest before you get in the car. So maybe you have extra a few seconds, pay attention. What are the trip advice could be when you travel with the kids? Obviously, he was carrying the seat belt and all that stuff for the kids, and I had both hands on the wheel. So it's not like I had music or any distraction for me, but it's still I don't know what else I could do to avoid the collision.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I think no matter what happens, no matter how carefully you plan, unexpected things can happen. And I think it sounds like you handled it correctly. You were there for him, and you had him. Thank goodness. See, yeah, that's cool because you had him. All the proper safety gear on him, and the best thing to do when something like that happens is be calm. And this is part of life. Unexpected things will happen, but you did everything right because basically you had him protected. He didn't even wake up, and then the key is just reacting.
Well, I thought we're lucky to have huge SUV and that gives a little bit more protection, and we had installed additional plates under the car for those kind of things. So I was kind of lucky to have those metal things, protecting. But what else do you do as the mom who traveled with your kids, on your side? Is there any trick to it?
Well, I think there's a lot of planning. Definitely check travel websites. Definitely check the State Department website if you're going abroad. Make certain that every area is safe, and do your research in the location that you stay in. And we typically try to take our children to very safe areas. Like, for example, we've taken them to New Zealand and Japan, Europe, the Caribbean. But we always do our research before, make certain they're safe area, and we try to plan the safest route as well. But again, I mean, I think that's part of the beauty of travel is unexpected things. Sometimes even negative things might happen, but you're with your children. You have the proper preventative and safety gear around them. Even whether you're boating, you're taking a life jacket, things like that. And things may come up such as weather and such of that where you can't necessarily do your plans. But I think that's a beautiful way to teach children about life, is that unexpected things may happen, your plans may change, something negative you didn't anticipate may happen, but that's where how you react is the biggest lesson. Reacting calmly and showing, using it as a life lesson, saying like, this is something we couldn't have anticipated. A deer jumped in front of our car, but you were safe because we thought ahead. We put you in the safety.
I had on the right light on side of me, on left side it was cars. We had probably 60, 70 miles or whatever was the speed limit, and I saw the eyes of the woman behind me, and she was so like few feet away from my hitting me from the back. So I kind of choose between her hitting my car from the back and where my son was sleeping, versus me hitting the deer, with my front of the car. So, but things that I do when I travel with my kids are I have the walkie-talkie, so we talk to each other. If he gets lost in the crowd or something happens, like distracted, at least I have some kind of device on him so we can communicate to each other. I also always have in the car or like in my suitcase like a first aid kit and kind of plan. And usually we have a map because I go hunting, I go fishing, and not always my wife knows exact location, so I kind of say like I'm going hunting with this is the a friend of mine, this is the company that's coming with us, and this is where we're going, so we leave the kind of trace. So if my wife stays home and I'm traveling with my son, so he knows they know where to look for us, and God forbid there is a need for that. Cell phones charge, obviously guys have extra maybe battery, maybe extra charger, that nature. My last question to you is how do you combine serious part of business and with modeling? Do you think being pretty and beautiful and fashionable helps your kids to grow as people who are aware of what's beautiful and fashionable and inspirational? Does it help them to see yourself, okay, fashion is not only for young teenage girls, but it's also for mature ladies who wants to look pretty?
Yeah, I use it as for me, I think escape. Each parent, it is kind of an escape, but also it's a great platform to show your children that there are all different kinds of beauty, and that, it's not a competition. Really showing it is like, if this is your healthy way to express yourself and you're having fun with it, have fun with beauty. If it's part of your identity, enjoy it. One of my inspirational ladies that I looked up to, that's a brilliant, beautiful woman, very successful in business. She gave this wonderful speech about her green high heels. So she basically got all dressed up, went into this boardroom. And at first, to be honest, it was a boardroom full of men. They kind of dismissed her because she was so beautiful and very elegantly dressed, professional, but very elegant. And then she blew them away with her brilliant speech and her statistics and her dynamics. So I think at the end of the day, if you use beauty to show that it's healthy to express yourself in this way, and also mom has her own identities, her own interests, but it's not anything to take away. It's like a great way to show the variety of beauty and to embrace it, and to never be afraid to put yourself out there, never be afraid to express yourself in a healthy way, and just enjoy it and have fun with it and don't worry about it.
Guys, you heard, it's pretty cool advice. I think paying attention to the beauty helps your children to grow more aware of what's pleasing, and it's like when we select people for the higher office or like CEOs and folks, of course it matters who is smarter and who has higher IQ and the guts to run the company, but also if you have the looks and you can hold the audience, and modeling and fashion can help you to kind of be that face and help. Life is competition, even if you do it for fun for yourself. But at the end, once you graduate, once you have your jobs, when you have your family, you compete for this space under the sun, for the best husband, for the best job, for the best client, for a variety of things. And beauty is really, really like in the world of social media and nowadays, all those competition really helps. What is your Instagram if people wants to collaborate with you?
I'm at the Traveling Fit Mommy, and it's the underscore traveling with 2 L's underscore mommy, MOMMY.
If I may ask one more last question as far as the your blog, like how do you promote it? Why do you do it? Like what's the philosophy, the reasoning behind this?
Yes, so my blog is the travelingfitmommy.com, and really my whole inspiration is just to encourage women to have their own identity, their own methods of self-expression outside of motherhood, but also to encourage families to travel together with their children, to use the world as a classroom, to show how interconnected we are all over the world and how small it is. And I think for me, my message is just to inspire women. You know, even if you choose not to be a mother, you still need your own identity outside of work, outside of your family, outside of your relationships, and that will make you stronger as a woman, stronger in your relationship, stronger for your family. So it's really a combination of travel and expression through fashion in my blog.
Guys, I think once you hit over 100,000, maybe a million followers, the travel departments for different cities will reach out to you and offer paid gigs when you come and write a blog or like make a video and visit. I'm sure your next stop will be Disney World, and I'm sure the Disney World will have a fun time with you and your kids having them there. Maybe you'll get all kind of goodies there, but it requires a little bit of recognition in terms of following and having impact. So for the organization that invites you, whether it's a department of tourism for that particular city or attraction place, it makes sense for them to cover all the expenses with you staying there. That your blog, your post will kind of bring enough business for them back. So it's two-way street. What is the Instagram one more time?
The Traveling Fit Mommy is the Instagram, and the travelingfitmommy.com is the blog.
Thank you.